Okay, salute and welcome to Wild Country Daily Entertainment. This article is from The Guardian. Now, this comes as Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy, has been missing for 4 months plus. Now, she's calling out for a plea for her missing mother. Why in the beginning didn't she call out a plea? Why did she wait for almost 4 months later to come out with a new plea for her mother? Why hasn't her and her family been out there searching? Why is her and her family letting people take the memorial down at her house? Well, at her mother's house. From about week 1 to about now, people have dropped flowers off, people have dropped signs off, posters off, pictures off for the memorial at Nancy Guthrie's home. There's this one particular woman named Sue Ellen, allegedly, that's causing a whole ruckus where Savannah's mom lives, Nancy Guthrie. Well, you might think, well, okay, Wild Country, what do you mean a Sue Ellen may be causing ruckus where Savannah's mom lives? Well, I'll tell you why. Do I agree with the streamers sitting out in front of Nancy's 10 plus hours a day? Do I agree with some of the streamers taking phone calls for 10 plus hours a day? Are these phone calls being beneficial? What do you mean, Wild Country, about is it being beneficial? What I mean is, has Nancy Guthrie been found through taking phone calls for 10 plus hours a day? You got to stop and think. It's been almost 4 months. It's been 4 months. So if these phone calls were helping, then why hasn't she been found yet? If these streams are really finding Nancy, meaning streaming it in front of her house for 10 plus hours a day, did that find Nancy as well? So if them two things didn't find Nancy, is this whole story even accurate? Did she even go missing? Or do people need to get out more and help the ones that are searching? Because there are some that are searching right now. And that's AJW, I think his name is, Mark the Shark, Dad's Gone Live, DGL, and Nico, Voices for the Missing. There's a couple others that have searched. Now, yeah, for granted, they may have not found Nancy, but do they need more searchers? Because you got to figure, Tucson and Catalina foothills is a large area, mostly desert. So you got to figure you're doing all that walking to search. It's going to take time. Sitting in front of her house streaming for 10 plus hours isn't going to find her. Having phone calls all day long for 10 plus hours, that's not going to find her. Because if it would help find her, then they would have already found her before 4 months. So now why is Savannah Guthrie making a new plea for her missing mom when she could have got out there and searched too? What, going back to New York is more important than finding your mom? Why isn't Annie and Tommaso out there helping search? Yeah, okay, for granted, they might be upset because their mom's missing, but you can't sit in that house all day long and expect her to just come walking home. You gotta get out there and look. You gotta get out there and search. Maybe I'm bugging. I don't know. But let's take a look at what she's making a new plea for, shall we? Now, here's where we're going to get into the story. They say Savannah Guthrie has shared another emotional plea for her missing mother as the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie surpassed the 4-month mark. They say on Sunday, the anchor of NBC Today Show posted an Instagram story featuring a painting of Jesus Christ and the words, "Oh my soul, it cries out. Soul, it cries out." In a separate caption, Guthrie wrote, "Bring her home," with a yellow heart emoji. They say it had been 127 days since the disappearance of Guthrie's mother, who authorities believe was abducted. Now, I want to stop that right there. Who authorities believe was abducted. If you got all this evidence on camera, how can you state that you believe that she was abducted? It's either a yes or a no. Was she abducted or wasn't she abducted? You should know with all the video surveillance, you should know with all the, blood splatter and all this and all that, you should know if she was for sure or not. There isn't no believe. You either know for sure or you don't know for sure. And maybe that's why it's taken a while, because you don't have all your ducks in a row. Chris Nanos, the head sheriff for Pima County. Now, they go on to say, alongside drops of blood discovered on Guthrie's porch, investigators also recovered DNA from a glove found 2 miles from her home. They say the glove appeared to resemble one worn by a suspect seen in surveillance footage from the night of her disappearance. They say, however, the glove was later discredited after it was discovered to have belonged to a restaurant worker, not the abductor involved in the case. They go on to say, since her mother's disappearance, Savannah Guthrie has used her national platform. No, she hasn't. Where has she raised awareness? Oh, that's right, her reading from a script. As you can see in her videos, that she's not being sincere. It's almost like she's looking at something or someone to come up with the words that she wants to say. But anyhow, they go on to say, since her mother's disappearance, Savannah Guthrie has used her national platform to raise awareness, frequently sharing updates and appeals for information. They say her family has offered up to $1 million reward for any information leading to the finding of her mother. That's another thing. You think somebody would have took the $1 million reward, right? You think somebody would have snitched, right? $1 million is a lot. Maybe not to some, but it is pretty good decent amount of money. So why isn't there no rats or snitches coming out? You think they would love that $1 million reward, right? Well, they say in a March interview, Guthrie detailed the agony of not knowing where her mother is. Well, get out there and search. And also, why aren't you getting on and saying, hey, the streamers can stream wherever they want? But no, you just sit back and be quiet and watch them get harassed. Even though I don't agree with them sitting in front of Nancy's all day, even though I don't agree with that because it's not really helping, it's not finding her. But what I don't agree with is them getting harassed, getting cops called on them just because they sit there and stream. Now, would I call the cops on them? No, I wouldn't. But whoever's doing it, it's disgusting. It's wasting the sheriff's time, and it's wasting valuable resources when they could be out there looking for criminals. But instead, you're wasting their time to come out and talk to these streamers and harass these streamers. People like Sue Ellen. She lives up the road from Nancy Guthrie's. You can practically see down to Nancy Guthrie's house from where Sue Ellen lives. She just admitted last night on Criminal Network Stream that she is the one that put the rocks down there at the end of the easement off the road. And she even admitted that she was the one that laid poop. Yeah, that's right. She literally laid poop on the side of the road so the streamers would not sit there. She says it's her property. I would take a second look at that and maybe, reevaluate that, because I don't think the easement is your property there, Sue Ellen. Your property starts back of that little wash there. Not the easement and the road. What are you smoking, Sue Ellen? But anyhow, in a March interview, Guthrie detailed the agony. Someone needs to do the right things. We are in agony. We are in agony. It is unbearable. They say, and to think of what she went through. I wake up every night in the middle of the night, every night. She added, the darkness, her terror, and it is unthinkable. But those thoughts demand to be thought, and I will not hide my face. But she needs to come home now. They say the FBI, which has put up a $100,000 reward for conclusive information, is looking for a man approximately 5 feet 9 inches to 5 feet 10 inches tall, with an average build. No arrests have been made so far. They go on to say, in her interview with KOTB, Guthrie said she would like to try returning to work, saying, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'll belong anymore, but I would like to try. I would like to try. They say Guthrie made her return to the Today Show in April, saying, it's good to be home. Ready or not, let's do the news. They say she was greeted by dozens of fans outside NBC's 1A studio in New York City's Rockefeller Plaza. They say, thanking her fans upon her return, Guthrie said, you guys have been so beautiful. I've received so many letters, so much kindness to me and my whole family. We feel it. We feel your prayers. So thank you so much. So, what are your thoughts on this situation? Do you pity her? And if so, why? Do you think she's being truthful in the whole situation? Or do you think there are some holes in her whole story? When have you seen her and her family out there searching? Why didn't she attend the memorial when they had a memorial down at that news station in Arizona? But she's worried. Wink, wink, right? Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.